Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Dinkelman and I am gone on Tuesday, so this is the video of the notes, and then you should also have the practice so that you can go through those. So we talked on Monday about proving that triangles are congruent. So this one is about proving that triangles are similar. And similar just means it's basically a copy of the same thing but maybe shrunk or enlarged, but the proportion is the same. So for two triangles to be similar, their three pairs of corresponding sides, so if we line up the sides, must be proportional. We'll talk about what that looks like. And the three pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. So we don't change the angles just because we shrink it or enlarge it. So we're not going to necessarily be given all those 6 pieces of information. So in this particular lesson, we're going to learn what are the minimum amount of information I need to be able to say for sure this is going to be a set of similar triangles. So this first one, and these are a lot like our angle, side, angle, 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 side, all of those that we learned with congruency, but just a little bit different. So this first one is angle, angle, similarity. By the way, remember that we use this symbol to mean congruent. So when we're talking about similar, we just use the top part of that. So one of the theorems that we get to use to prove that something is similar is called the angle-angle postulate, or just angle-angle. So if we know that two angles are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then we can definitely say these two are similar. So in here, what they told us was that angle A is congruent to angle D, and angle B is congruent to angle E. And so using just that 2 bits of information, I can then conclude that these triangles are similar, meaning again, this one maybe perhaps is an enlarged copy of that one. Remember, when we're writing triangles, we want to stay in the same order. So angle A matches up to angle D. So in our triangle, because they wrote A first here, we would want to write D first there. B and E match up, so it must be D, E, F. So that's the angle-angle way to prove that two triangles are similar. There's also side, angle, side. Now this is a little bit different than our side, angle, side, and congruency. If you read here, it's that the sides are proportional. So we'll talk about what that proportional word is, and the angles are equal. I'm going to scooch this up just a little. Okay, so in this one, they told us that angle A and angle D are congruent. And then what we need to do is we need to make sure that we agree with this statement that when I compare AB to DE, so I'm going to write those numbers down, AB, DE, and I'm going to put an equal to with a question mark over because we still have to check it. AC, so 3 to DF, so again, those are like the matching sides, and that would be 3 and 7.5. So what we want to do is see if this fraction is correct. We could do that in a couple of ways. We could get out our calculator. Let me grab mine really quick, and we could find the decimal for each of those. So we could go 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. I'm going to write that down, 0.4. And then 3 divided by 7.5. That's also 0.4. So we can, yep, those are definitely equal. I'm going to put like a check mark, like yes. That's one option. Option 2, I'm going to get a different color here. I'm going to steal some space over here. We could do kind of what's called a cross product. So I can multiply across. I'm going to do this one first. So 5 times 3 is 15. And 7.5 times 2 is also 15. So if those are equal, we can say, yep, those are proportional. So proportional just means that the ratios are equal. So since both of those worked out, the two sides were proportional and the angle was equal, congruent, we can say these are similar. So again, A, B, C, we want to go in the same order, D, E, F, and line them up. Okay, the last one is side, 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 but again, a little bit different than congruency. In side, 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 we have to check that all of those fractions are proportional, all of those ratios when comparing sides. So again, we're going to double check. They say AB matches to DE, so let's write that one down. Again, I'm going to put a question mark because we're really checking to see if this is true. BC to EF, so 2 over 4, and again, question mark, AC and DF. And I can actually see already, even without my calculator, that I could just simplify all of these and they would be a half. Or again, get out your calculator and notice that all of those are 0.5. And yes, we really do need to check all of them because these first two could be equal, but then that third one's not. So I'm going to put check, check. So yes, these are similar. So that would be, again, angle AB or triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. So in this lesson, that's what you're going to be looking for is, does it meet one of those criteria? I'm going to just see how many examples we have here. I'm just going to do a few. So it looks like this one would potentially be our side, side, side. So we would want to see which ones match up and double check. I can feel like this is almost a 90, it feels like. So I know that these two sides are going to match up because they are across from the 90. Okay, then I'm going to go like this is the smallest side. Over here, that's the smallest side. Make sure you stay in order. So notice I put the 5 on top, so 5 to 15. So I'm going to do 3 to 9, question mark. And then the last one would be this one, so 4 to 12. Again, don't mix up which one goes on top or bottom. It wouldn't matter. I could have flipped those all over and that would have been fine. Might have been easier, honestly. So my brain can see that I could simplify all of those to 1/3 if I wanted. But again, if you do the calculator and you do your divide, so 15 or 5 divided by 15, and then we have 3 divided by 9, and then we have 4 divided by 12. Those are all 0.3 repeated. So yes, it worked out. So yes, they are similar, and our explain is going to be side, side, side. I'm going to do this number 2 here. This one's a little bit tricky because it looks like they only gave us one angle, but we have to remember back from a couple units ago where vertical angles were always congruent. So we have to remember that part. And now what we know is we have angle, angle. So that's going to be a yes, and our explanation is angle, angle. So just don't get tricked by that. Just because they didn't give it to you doesn't mean it's not right. All right, let's see if we can find a side angle side on this side. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go to number 5, and then I'll be done for now. And then if you would like to get to the assignment, you can. I might actually give you some advice on number 6 now that I'm looking at it. So I certainly know that those angles are congruent to each other, so that's a start. And now what I need to check is whether the sides are proportional. So let's see, little side to little side, so 12 to 15, question. Is that proportional to 16 to 20? So I'm going to get out my calculator. 12 divided by 15 is 0.8. 16 divided by 20 is also 0.8. So that's going to be a yes. And this is the side angle side. Okay. I was just looking at 6. I want to give you a little bit of advice. I think what they want us to do is find that third side by doing Pythagorean theorem, and then we would have to check to see if they were proportional, just so you know on that one. Okay, so we're going to stop there. I want you to make sure that you have the practice sheet, and I will make sure that my answers are up on the board so you can double check those. So again, all you're doing on both sides is seeing if they are similar or not. Again, it says right here, triangles may not be drawn to scale. Don't be fooled by the pictures is the big thing. And again, let me know if it's a yes or no, and which of these 3, angle, 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 side, or side, side, side. Okay. Good luck. I will see you tomorrow.